Hi, friends. I'm glad you're joining me today for Lunch with Laura. I'm Laura Calais from Baton Rouge, and I am going to show you one awesome set that's coming up in the mini catalog. It comes out January the 4th, I believe, through April. There's all sorts of wonderful stuff in here. I can't wait to show you. And it's also celebration time, which runs the same length that runs from January 4th, the start date of the mini, and goes through the end of February. And I noticed that it's the 29th this year. So that, thank you, is leap year. Okay, so we'll see if there's fun things out there to do for leap year. I don't know. Okay, here is my December host code. If you're placing an order, when you go to checkout, it'll ask you for the code. Please put that in. And my website is Stampin' at the Bird Nest. You can reach me at laura@stampinatthebirdnest.com. Okay, now I am so excited to show you this suite that we have and that I'm using today, and it's called Hot Air Balloon. Take a look at this. Is that the cutest? Well, it kind of looks, but I'm going to show you. And look, it has hang in there, just a note to lift you up. Wish big, and this one's cute. Up, up, and away, hooray. It's your birthday. So we're going to be using that. We're going to be using that. One of my dies came off. I have not had a chance to put it on my magnet sheet yet. And I like to do that, and I also like to go ahead and run the pieces through different colored cardstock so that I have an idea of what they look like when they're cut out, and I'll have to show you that later. Okay, here is our card. We have a basic card. Oops, I wasn't going to show you the inside because I messed up. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut this off and put it on another piece of either white or another balmy blue. I did that with one of my Christmas cards. I messed up and you cannot tell. So that's just a hint. Okay, we have this wonderful paper that coordinates with it. And it's called Lighter Than Air. It has all sorts of yummy colors in here. We've got Azure Afternoon. I just happen to have a piece of that right here. And I have not used that very much, so I'm kind of using some different colors that I have not played with yet. We've got Balmy Blue, which is the card base, Bubble Bath, Flirty Flamingo, Fresh Freesia, Lemon Lolly, which is the color right here, Petal Pink, and Pool Party. Well, anybody that knows me knows that I am a blue person. So I did pull in all the blues, I think, there. And let me show you, just give you a little preview of what this paper looks like. Okay, you have the balloons. They coordinate, let me see, I don't know if it's that one or it's a smaller one, with one of the dies. Well, I'm not going to pull that out. Also, what I'm using today, the heart balloons coordinate with the heart there. There's another heart that's decorated. So this was the one that just cuts out the outline. And let's see what, I'm going to be using a banner. So let me just show you, flip through here and show you all the great colors. There's diamond patterns, there's stripes, there's polka dots. And then if you turn over this way, you've got some diamond patterns, some, I guess that's, I don't know, maybe cloud or loop-de-loops, whatever. You've got little flowers. That is Pool Party. And for the life of me, I thought it was a green, and I kept looking and looking, and I couldn't find it. And finally I got out my samples here, and lo and behold, and look how green it looks. I need to move that back just a speck. Okay. So anyway, it shows you how, if they're, sometimes with the blues, they look blue, sometimes they look green. So you just kind of have to experiment. That's what oh, and listen, this is a great resource. I can print this out for you, and you can put it together. I mounted it on a piece of the colored cardstock that has the name at the top. It gives you 3 different, ooh, that's gotten dirty, 3 different color combinations to try, and then you can see what the color looks like. I use this all the time. Contact me if you're interested in that. There will be a small fee, but I will keep it minimal, and you will love using that. Now, enough about the paper. Okay, there are the stripes. A little zigzag, so cute, cute. All right, I'm gonna set that aside. Now, let's get on with our card. I fully intended cutting all this out before we got started, but anyway, that didn't happen. So, I wanted to tell you what else comes with the suite. I think I got started on that. So you got, you got the stamp set, which is photopolymer. So it's great for lining up these pieces. Then you get the dies that go with it. This wonderful paper. Then you get 3 little bolts of ribbon. Balmy Blue, Calypso Coral, and Lemon Lolly. Oop, I'm sorry, I'm not in view today. Okay, there you go. And then these darling little, let's see what they're called, rainbow adhesive back dots. And I used some of them on the card. And I couldn't make up my mind which color, so I just used different colors. Okay, to make this card, you're going to need Balmy Blue is for your base, and it's scored at 4 1/4, cut at 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. Then I cut a piece of, I love this polka dot, so that's the background, and it is 4 by 5 1/4. Then I cut out 2 pieces because I couldn't make up my mind. Piece of azure blue and the lemon lolly, and these are cut at 3 1/2 by 4 1/4. Excuse my head there. Now, I gotta turn the fan on. Okay, so those are cut the same size. Then you're going to need a scrap of the Balmy Blue for your words, a scrap for the clouds of the Whisper White, Basic White, and then you're going to need your piece that you're going to cut out, either your balloons or hearts or whatever you want to do. And that's what I wanted to show you today. Let's quickly, I'm going to quickly get this down so that we can, so that we can talk about placing of the hearts and how you can get more bang for your buck. That's what I always like. Okay, so we've got that right there. Then I had intended doing it like so, and I just decided that was so boring. So I ended up cutting them the same, turning the card landscape, and then I just, because it's hot air balloon, I just wanted it to have the feel of movement there. So I kind of cattywampused my two colors here. Okay. Okay. Now, let's get down to business here. The first thing I'm going to show you is the how to cut out and get the most bang for your buck. All right, I decided I wanted to do hearts, but I could have picked the balloons. So you've got one full heart here, one full heart here, and then the blue is behind the petal pink. So I'm going to cut it out last. I do like to use my tape for this. And it's easy to line up. Has a little point here. Now, let me give you this other tip too that I saw one of the other demonstrators doing. It's such a great idea. I dedicated the scarred up piece of laminate, or what do you call this? Anyway, plastic that goes with the cut and emboss. That one is the one I'm always going to put on the bottom. Then I have the top plate. Now it does got a little scar, but not like the bottom. So what I'm going to end up doing is, after I've used up both sides of this, and it's too rough to go away to do any more with, then you can use the clearer one for your bottom piece and get a fresh one for the top. Okay, so here we go with that. Okay, and I'm just going to bring my little cut and emboss mini over here, go through and cut one heart. Now I'm going to cut the next heart, and like I said, it's real important that you cut the whole heart first. So, here I go with that one. Now, I'm going to run that through. Now, I know that a lot of people would most probably think that this sheet of DSP, I've used it all, may as well throw the scraps away. But if you will look around and see, this one I can put behind another heart, and it'll look like the whole thing's there. So this time I'm cutting out that part. And remember to stagger your plates so that the bottom one and the top one are a little bit ahead of the middle one. It'll make the cogs on the mini cut and emboss grab it easier. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we have our 3 hearts. There they are. And the next thing I'm going to do I'm going to stamp the sentiment on here. And I am using Azure Afternoon, and this is a piece of Balmy Blue, and it comes out really nicely. Okay. If you ever have trouble with the ink taking to your little stamp, clean it off real good, and then you can do several things. You can rub it against your skin. Pretend like I have a stamp there. Rub it against your skin, maybe on your jeans or your things, or do it on a piece of paper and just kind of wiggle it just gently. And that they are coated with some kind of little film on there, and it sometimes keeps it from picking up all the ink. Okay, now I am angling this. I'm going to pick this up and show you. Right? I'm getting all of the up, and away in there. And it's going to be close over here, but it isn't going to matter because I'll show you what I'm going to do in a minute. Okay, let's do this last one. Okay, I'm going to run this through, and then it'll be time to put it together. Oh, we got to do one more thing, and I should have done it with this, and I didn't. And it looks like that's the one piece I forgot. So I'll tell you what, we'll just do a little polka dot basket. And I'm going to do it with the Azure also. And let me clean it off because I used the Flirty Flamingo a while ago. Okay, clean that off. And this is a tiny piece. I have trouble keeping up with tiny pieces, so be sure that you put it back or put it on a lucite sheet so you won't lose it. Okay, I'm going to stamp it here. Oh, wait. I do want the... Okay. I made some mistakes when I wasn't watching where my fingers went. Okay, so now we've got that, and I'm going to cut that one out. There are two size baskets, and this is the larger one. And I'm going to run that through. Now it's time to put everything together. Okay. Oops. Well, it didn't show much of the polka dot, which was fine. Okay, now let me show you how to do this so it'll stay together. Okay, you need to kind of place it where you think you're going to want your balloons to go. And I think I'll put one there, this one here, and I guess this one up here. Okay? Now, because these two have got to stay together, I am going to put a glue dot. Let me show you another little tip I came up with. If I see my take your pick tool, which I may have picked up. Okay, these are from a kit, so if you ever get a kit, you might have them that are on here instead of on the roll. Okay, so I want this to go, right about there. So I'm going to put a glue dot. Oh, shoot. Okay, let's do another one. Right there. Flick that little back off. And put that right there. Okay, then this one can go behind it. So I'm going to go ahead and we need some string for to hold our hot air balloon. I'm just cutting little pieces that a couple inches long. You can always trim it. It's easier working with it when it's a little bit longer. So I'm going to put, let's see how I'm going to do this. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to put, here are my glue dots. Okay, I'm going to put a glue dot on one of the strings and put it right down here at the bottom of that balloon. Then I'm going to put one right under the blue one. See, nobody will ever know that that's not a full balloon. They always end up getting crossed up and mixed up so that you don't see them all at one time. Okay, so there we have our string that's attached. Okay, next I'm going to put some dimensionals on here. And I didn't put one under there because you've got a dimensional on this one. So let's see. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take all these off. Rod said if I see one more of these little diagonal things, I'm going to scream. I said, well, get ready. I found one in my hair when I went to take my shower. Okay, so now we've got our little balloons staggered. I'm going to put here's my little bucket. Okay, and it's going to go right there. So I'm going to trim these a little bit. And what I'm going to do is cut one of these big ones. I could use, oh wait, I've got some little minis over here. Okay, I'm going to put one to kind of hold them together, and then I'm going to put two on the little basket. That may be overkill, but I just want to make sure they stay down. So you probably didn't need this one here. Okay. And you don't want them to show. Okay. So now I got my two little dimensionals there. And that's there. And I've got one of these little strings just a little too long. So just go in and clip them. Okay. Now what you're going to do is put your sentiment on. Now, I want it to kind of look like a banner that's flying from the balloons, so I'm going to put it there. And it doesn't really matter if it's straight or kind of looks like it's waving, because this whole card is kind of, I don't know, whimsical to me. Okay, so that's going to go here. And then the next thing we're going to do is use some of these little awesome, here's my take your pick. Let's see, I'm going to use a Flirty Flamingo up here. Let's go with the Azure Blue down here. And this is Petal Pink. It's very light. But I think I'm going to put it, if it'll turn over, right there. Okay, so now the only thing that I didn't put on here, and I'm not going to hold y'all right now while I do it, but I took, there are two little, let me get this off and show you. There are two clouds, and I did cut them out of, on the back of one of the, oh, it's the polka dot. It has the clouds. But every time I cut it, I could still see a little bit of the Petal Pink around it. Now, if you were putting it on Petal Pink, or it doesn't bother you, go ahead and do that, because this one is close to that cloud, and then this one is close to that one. So you can use these, or you can just do what I did and cut them out on white. Okay, now, oh, I know, I wanted to show you one tip about using your dimensionals. These are the minis, and sometimes they're very hard to deal with. If you'll take your pointy end of the Take Your Pick tool, you can just stab it and pull it off, and then when you put it, a lot of times the little cover will come off just like it did there. So that's a little bit of help there, and both times they've come off, so I'm just going to take that one off and put it down. So that's an easier way to do it. And the other thing is, if you get any of our kits, the ones that I've gotten, the Paper Pumpkin and the other kits, come with a sheet of glue dots, where normally you would have a roll like this, and these are much easier to fool with. Again, I used my Take Your Pick tool, and I got up under it, and let me see if this will show up. Then I put it down, and then you can either take your fingernail or take the edge of the Take Your Pick to pull the little top off. So now it's exposing the sticky little glue dot. Okay, that's just a couple tips you might find helpful. And again, here is today's card. I left off the little clouds, but as you can see, it adds a lot to it. So I'll go and finish that in a minute. And on the inside, I just wanted to, that Wish Big is such a cute stamp. And I have my card placement mat here, so I'm going to put it right there. But I need to clean this thing. And here's the big Wish Big stamp. So I'm just eyeballing it, but it'll go here and here. So that's pretty close to the middle. So Wish Big, it's your day. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed Lunch with Laura today, and I do hope that you will come back soon, like next week, and come see me. If you have anything that you want to share, I would love to see it. You can reach me at stampingatthebirdnest.com. You can email me at laura@stampingatthebirdnest.com. And I am wishing you a wonderful day. I hope the weather's nice where y'all are. And we're getting close to Christmas. I didn't show you my Christmas. I thought maybe Ziggy would come up here, but she didn't. Let me. Oh, you can't sit there either. Okay. Well, anyway, I have on my Ziggy Christmas shirt. Isn't that cute? Some friends of mine gave it to me, and of course I loved it, and I love to wear it when it's cold weather. So, Merry Christmas. Have a good week. See you next Thursday. Thanks for coming.